Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nuke, and this is your morning watch list for Thursday, January 10th. Let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, yay me, I got it right. It is Thursday. So, what I wanted to start off with is the SPY. Yesterday, it was pretty choppy. It really didn't pick a direction well, really didn't go anywhere. But after hours, this thing sold off big time. And then it gained a little bit of footing, and it's been holding that. But I expect this is a little bit of false hope. It could ramp up, we could see, but I'm more expecting this thing to crash downward. So on the high side, I would be optimistic if I thought it would get back to the pre-market high of 257.97. The 50% of the pre-market range is sitting firmly at 256.71 with a pre-market low of 255.47. So where that puts us is leaning towards 254 and a quarter on the bottom, maybe even 252.95 on the bottom. And that's where I feel comfortable putting it at today. If it does gain some ground, I don't see it coming up much more over the 259.23. But even that would be just a glorious day, and I don't see that happening. Sorry, I should have had that up for y'all. We'll go back through these real quick just so you can see them. All right. Let me pause this and we'll get on to our next ticker. So we'll be moving into Apple. And Apple had a reasonably decent day yesterday. It was just hard to get a read on unless you took it long out of the gate and just hung on to it. But overnight it kind of fell off. I found a little footing here around the 151.61. It came back up to about the 50% mark of pre-market action. But we are sitting at a huge doji from yesterday, and that's 2 doji candles in a row. I'm not too optimistic. I'm still short biased, but that's just me. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. We'll go over your levels starting from the top down at the 100% extension, 155.02, 154.17, 153.33, 152.50, 151.60, 150.75, and 149.89. I am more looking for this thing to come back down here towards the 149.89. That's my cautious look into this thing. Next up, we're going to look at BABA, and BABA looks much the same. So, just 3 dojis in a row. Just not digging it. You know, like, I feel so much uncertainty right now in the way these things were behaving. You know, I just wasn't able to get the good read on it like I normally can. It just was difficult. Things wasn't exactly matching with the SPY and stuff, but anywho, BABA sold off overnight, took us back down to the pre-market high of yesterday, and it's still looking like it's wanting to go down. So if we start at the top at the 100% extension to the upside and work our way down, we're looking at 154.91, 153.60, 152.30-ish, 151, 149.72, 148, 40-ish, and 147-ish on the bottom side. Don't expect to see it get much out of that, but if it had an absolutely crazy day, maybe 145.80 on the low side, because you do have pretty strong resistance there with that 50 EMA. All right. Now, we're going to breeze through these next ones just because, well, AMD. Let's see what AMD. Yeah, AMD had a glorious red day yesterday. Caught a little bit of footing. I really don't think this is over, but we'll see. It does have some nice sandwiching action here if it gets underneath the 50. So things could get a little wild. Let's see what that looks like from the 100% down. It is $20.70, $20.47, pre-market high of $20.23, pre-market low, just call that $20 even, pre-market the 50%. Pre-market low is going to be at 1975. 50% extension to the downsides at 1951, and 100% at 1927. I don't really see it going past there just because of all the support you have. It's going to be a wild card today. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. All right. And the reason I was saying we were going to get into these next ones, we're not really going to dive into them too much, but a lot of major retailers have had problems overnight. Target, it had been holding its own here, and then, slowly ramping back up. But overnight, this thing took a huge drop, right? So we're going to have to wait and see. It basically came all the way down to this support level. Now, it might find the support and kind of move its way up, but if it breaks, this could be an epically horrible day. I really don't have any fibs that I would trust to support this to the downside. I would just say play it by ear and keep your eyes open. We'll look at the next one, KSS, which was Kohl's, if I'm not... Yeah, Kohl's. So Kohl's had a gap down overnight. So where it normally sees less than $2, less than $3 range of movement in a day's time, it had from $71 to $62. So $9 overnight is what it lost in value. So we'll take a look at that just from up here all the way through yesterday's price action, and then down to where we caught some resistance at this morning, which was down here. Now, that's a hell of a drop. And, just, we'll have to wait and see, but keep your eyes on it. Especially being all of these had so much movement overnight. Waste Connections, that is not what I wanted. Macy's. What about Kiss? Yeah, we did that one. Macy's. Macy's went from, I don't even know what it was up to. Let's see. Yeah, $31.84. It dropped all the way down, almost $4, $5 to $25.92. So we'll zoom in on that a little bit. Here's where we were at last night, and then here's what we woke up to, all the way down here. So I do expect to see this kind of come up a little bit, but I don't know, guys. This thing could be epically horrible. Like I said, nothing that I would like to get into the what ifs and where the resistance point is going to be. Just that when you have that much of a change overnight, keep your eyes on it, right? Twitter was another one. Had a huge algo candle this morning. Just something to keep your eyes on. Canopy Growth Company. This thing's been doing pretty good the past couple of days. Yesterday was a huge green day. It came up, but then it started to drop off a little bit. Something to keep your eyes on. And then Bed Bath & Beyond had a huge spike up yesterday. We'll zoom in here. So you can see that kind of blows it off the chart even. Way up to here. But then the pre-market low, which was at the end of the day yesterday, was all the way down here. So just the gap down, we're talking $2 of a gap down just since it started falling, even with that increase in price. So from 64 cents range of motion to over $2, just phenomenal movement. So I do expect this thing to come on back down today a little more. And that's what I've got for you. Let's see. We'll take one more. Yeah, Citibank. Yeah, I didn't want to play it. Didn't want to look at that one too close. But that's what we got in under 10 minutes, guys. I know it's kind of rambling a lot. Of course, we'll keep eyes on all the big stuff. Apple, Baba, Netflix, Nvidia, those things. But when it comes to, the wild cards today, I'm going to definitely have my eyes on the retail stores. Target, Macy's, Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond. There's got to be a reason, something that's driving these things down. So, going to keep my eyes on it, and I'll see you guys later. Stay green.